Kate had always been gentle and curious, especially with her favorite keepers. But this week, something changed. She stopped eating, stopped responding, and kept pacing toward the edge of her enclosure like she was waiting for something or someone. By day 4, we knew we couldn't wait any longer. When we saw the results from her scan, every single one of us dropped what we were doing and started crying. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. Jonathan paced in front of Kate's enclosure, scratching his head and glancing over at her. She just stood there, distant and disengaged, a shadow of her usual self. "Come on, girl, talk to me," he muttered, more to himself than her. His heart ached seeing her like this. How could someone so vibrant just dim? He needed to figure this out fast. Whatever was wrong felt urgent. Megan came over, eyes fixed on Kate. "Any change?" she asked, falling into step with Jonathan. He shook his head. "Nope, nothing. She's still not herself," he replied. They stood in silence for a moment, both troubled by the giraffe's change in demeanor. "What could have happened?" Megan pondered out loud. "She seemed fine just a week ago," Jonathan sighed. "That's what we need to find out." Their eyes wandered over the familiar sight of hay scattered everywhere, untouched and slowly wilting. The sight, once a marker of Kate's healthy appetite, now felt ominous. "She's refusing to eat any of it," Megan noted, concern etched in her voice. Dr. Hall appeared beside them, casting a long shadow under the sun. "I think we need to run a CT scan," he said, taking a deep breath. Jonathan and Megan exchanged a quick glance, their minds in sync. "Do you think that's necessary?" Jonathan asked, though deep down he knew what the answer would be. Dr. Hall nodded firmly. "We need to rule out any physical issues," he assured them. The team moved into action, carefully planning to transport Kate without causing her stress. Trucks rolled in slowly, and a large portable scanner was set up. "Okay, girl, it's just a little trip," Jonathan said, trying to inject some cheer into his voice. Megan secured the harnesses, ensuring everything was safe. Kate didn't fight, but she didn't respond either. The clock was ticking, and they felt every second. Word about Kate's distress spread quickly across the zoo. Conversations buzzed through hallways, and whispers grew into open discussions. Even the animals seemed aware of the tension in the air. Dr. Hall briefed the team on the plan, ensuring everyone knew their role. "She's part of our family," Jonathan overheard someone say, a sentiment echoed by all. It was clear that the entire zoo hoped for her swift recovery. Visitors wandered the grounds, eyes drawn to Kate's enclosure. Parents whispered to kids, pointing with concerned faces. "Why isn't she moving?" a curious child asked, tugging at their parent's sleeve. Jonathan fielded questions patiently, reassuring them with simple, honest answers. "We're doing everything we can," he explained. The visitors nodded, their expressions a mix of worry and hope. It was more than just curiosity. It was genuine care. Backstage, Jonathan and Megan sifted through records of Kate's activities, looking for anything unusual. Feeding times, vet visits, everything seemed normal until recently. "Has anything changed in her routine?" Megan questioned, scanning the logs. Jonathan shook his head. "Not that I can see," he replied, puzzled, yet both knew something was amiss, even if it wasn't immediately clear. They needed more information, and they needed it soon. Kate's strange behavior stirred conversations about her calf. "Do you think it's affecting the baby?" Megan asked, voicing a thought many had. Jonathan glanced at the records again. "It's possible. We can't take any risks," he said. Images of the pacing mother giraffe lingered in his mind. As they spoke, they hoped Kate wasn't just rejecting food but trying to tell them more, something they hadn't yet understood. Dr. Hall stood with his arms crossed, gazing thoughtfully at Kate. "What do you think it is?" Megan asked, breaking the silence. "Could be stress. Could be something hidden," he mused. Hall nodded, tapping his chin. "Whatever it is, it's not showing obvious signs. We need to dive deeper." The weight of his words hung in the air as the team prepared for the CT scan. Megan recalled a recent incident that had stuck in her mind. "Remember last week?" she began, turning to Jonathan. Jonathan sat, eyes focused on the log entries. "You know," he started, recalling something odd. "She's been ignoring her favorite treats." Megan tilted her head, puzzled. "Really? Which ones?" Jonathan leaned forward. "Those apples she loves. They've been untouched for days." Megan raised an eyebrow. "That's strange. She usually can't resist." Both were now deep in thought. Could this be tied to her recent behavior? The team settled into the surveillance room, eyes on the screens displaying Kate's enclosure. "Let's see if we missed anything," Megan suggested, clicking through the footage. The footage showed Kate repeatedly drawn to one corner of her enclosure. "What's so interesting there?" Jonathan muttered. Megan traced the image with her finger. "She's always looking at it, almost fixated," she observed. Dr. Hall added, "It could be crucial. We have to check it out in person." The urgency in the room grew. Time might be running out. In the conference room, they pooled all known information. Jonathan pointed out inconsistencies in the meal log. The zoo increased surveillance. "Let's have more eyes on her," Jonathan proposed. They tried familiar routines to help her relax. Megan spent time by her side, humming calming tunes. "Come on, Caddy, remember this one?" she said gently, but nothing sparked her usual response. Their snacks, songs, and smiles fell flat. Watching her withdraw was heartbreaking. Worry became a constant presence. Dr. Hall gathered the team. "We'll have answers soon," he said, referencing the scheduled CT scan. The morning of the scan, Kate was agitated. She paced, restless. "Today's the day, girl," Jonathan whispered as he approached. Megan joined him. "Let's just get her there calmly," she said. Before sunrise, Megan arrived at the zoo. She approached Kate slowly, offering comfort. "Shh, it'll be okay," she whispered, stroking her gently. Kate's ears twitched. "We're just going for a short trip," Megan continued softly. At the scan site, Kate hesitated. Her eyes darted around as she stepped cautiously. Inside the scan room, tension filled the silence. The team watched as the procedure began. Megan added, "It's hard not knowing what she's feeling." The room held a shared urgency to uncover the truth. Dr. Hall guided the process. "Eyes on the screen," he said calmly. Together, they focused, knowing the scan could reveal the cause of Kate's distress. Megan paced, glancing at the clock. They knew the weight of Kate's condition was growing. The waiting gnawed at them, but resolve held steady. Jonathan remained focused. A keeper nearby said, "She's not sick, she's scared." The comment shifted their thinking. "She seems lost," Megan noted. Her grace had been replaced by fear. They knew they had to act before it overwhelmed her. The team agreed to change her view. "Let's give her something new to look at," Jonathan suggested. With Megan's help, they rearranged the enclosure. New sights, new sounds, anything to broaden her focus. Taking no chances, Megan called in extra hands to ensure the enclosure was safe. "I want to eliminate all risks," she said. The team joined in without hesitation, inspecting every inch. "Safety first for her and the calf," Megan added, triple-checking the perimeter. Seeing everyone united gave us hope. Maybe this would turn things around. Amid the stress, something remarkable unfolded. Notes of support began appearing around the staff room. Neighbors, friends, and strangers reached out, lifting our spirits. In uncertainty, that sense of unity became everything. Online messages poured in. "Is she okay? How's the baby?" Sharing updates reminded us how many cared. Each word of encouragement brought strength during these trying days. Dr. Hall's consistent updates kept us grounded. "If you notice anything unusual, tell me," he said. His calm leadership made us feel included. Together, we'll leave no stone unturned. It wasn't just science guiding us, it was heart and communication. Jonathan adjusted Kate's feeding schedule, adding special hay and grazing routines. "We've tailored it to her needs," he explained. Megan nodded supportively. "If anything can help, this will." Everyone coordinated new routines in hopes of sparking her appetite. Visitors left notes from the viewing areas. "Hang in there, Kate," read one. These small gestures meant a lot. "Look at all these," Megan said, showing the collection of notes. Gratitude filled the room. While we worked tirelessly, knowing others stood with us made a difference. Megan introduced new elements into Kate's environment, a foam puzzle here, new scents there. The giraffe observed, curious but cautious. "Maybe it'll catch her interest," I said. Every small change was a chance at relief. Slowly, Kate began to explore again. Jonathan devoted more time to her routine, staying with her longer each day. "I'll be your constant," he whispered, gently patting her. Other keepers joined, ensuring Kate never felt alone. Their familiar presence eased her anxiety. "We'll stick together," Megan said softly. In those extra moments, we noticed Kate begin to relax. Dr. Hall gathered us. "Lab results soon," he said, attempting to remain upbeat. Jonathan leaned forward. "Think we'll know what's wrong?" "We hope so. Let's stay positive." Everyone nodded, clinging to that cautious optimism like a team hoping for a breakthrough. Initial scans prompted concern. "We might need another round," Dr. Hall admitted. "What are we looking for?" Megan asked. "Nutrition-related issues," he said. It wasn't the answer we expected. but it pointed us in a new direction. We were ready to follow any lead. Visitors began sharing observations. "She's always in that one corner," one noted. "Last week, something smelled odd," another added. We took everything seriously. Sometimes an outsider's view reveals what routine overlooks. Our investigation gained new angles. Food sources came under scrutiny. "What if it's something she's eating?" Megan asked. We combed through every batch, examining for contamination. "Could this be it?" Jonathan wondered aloud. Like detectives, we explored every possibility, determined to uncover the cause. Kate wasn't just another animal, she was a symbol. "She's part of our education programs," Megan reminded us. Everyone knew how much she meant to the zoo and its visitors. "We'll do whatever it takes," Jonathan vowed. This was personal for all of us. Megan called for a brainstorm session. "We need fresh ideas," she urged. Suggestions flowed: changes in diet, environment, enrichment. Dr. Hall proposed altering her diet further. Despite challenges, Megan's drive kept morale high. Her energy reminded us no idea was too small, and no effort too much. Jonathan sifted through reports when a detail caught his eye. "Check this out," he said, showing Megan overlooked notes on feeding changes. A possible link emerged, one that might explain Kate's distress. With renewed focus, the team combed through old records, documenting every anomaly. Jonathan and Megan connected inconsistencies like pieces of a puzzle. Conversations sharpened. Dr. Hall urged decisive action. "We owe it to her to figure this out," Jonathan said. Lab results soon revealed the cause: oleander mixed into her hay, highly toxic to giraffes. The discovery galvanized the team. Dr. Hall ordered all affected hay removed immediately. Staff worked quickly, determined to protect her. Within 2 days of detox treatment, Kate began grazing again. "Look at that! She's eating!" Megan said. Relief in her voice, her alertness returned, and hope spread through the zoo. A follow-up confirmed the calf was safe. Megan and Jonathan shared the victory, knowing their combined efforts had made the difference. An internal investigation exposed oversights in food supply procedures, prompting immediate changes and stricter guidelines. Staff training was reinforced to safeguard all animal diets. Reflecting on the ordeal, Jonathan recognized its impact. "She's changed us all," he said. Megan agreed it was a lesson in vigilance. In time, the zoo returned to normal, but Kate's recovery became a lasting symbol of resilience. Her story inspired visitors and reinforced the team's commitment to care, ensuring the well-being of every animal for years to come.